All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to DuePoint. Thank you for coming through this evening, and thank you to all of you who've tuned in live this evening. We're in a very special presentation this evening, so if this is your first time to DuePoint, you hit the good one. You should get a lottery ticket on the way out tonight as well. Luck is in your hands this evening. We are doing what we call a Throwdown Thursday this evening. A Throwdown Thursday is an evening where we tackle the main concerns that people have around the DuePoint business and around direct selling in South Africa. So I'm sure that you didn't know that you were going to come to a lecture this evening. We promise we're going to make it as entertaining as possible for you. But this evening is one of our critical evenings in the work with our wealth engineers here at DuePoint, where we help to assist them in gaining a better understanding, a more solid understanding of this industry and how we are going to be part of the solution in the South African context as DuePoint. So before I get started, let me tell you that DuePoint is a division of Constantius Insurance Company Limited. We are a listed and licensed life and short-term insurance company, and we have been around for 65 years. So if you think this is some kind of startup or something new, I can assure you it is not. The DuePoint division itself is now nearly 2 years old inside a 65-year-old insurance company. Take some time. I want you to get very comfortable with who we are. Go and look us up online. Go to the JC's website and look us up under Conduit Capital. Go and to the Financial Services Board's website. Go and look up the licensing that we have there. Be comfortable with who you are dealing with here this evening. But first, let's chat about what we're going to do tonight. As I said to you, Throwdown Thursday. Throwdown Thursday, we tackle the main objections. This evening, we've got a special guest with us, Mr. Lowe. He has come and joined us this evening, and he is, I want to say, a specialist. He's a specialist in many things and a generalist in many other things, but he has spent many, many years in the space of reviewing legislation, reviewing and auditing businesses, and understanding particularly the industry that DuePoint is in and Constantius is in. And he's going to be helping me work through some of those objections this evening, because I want you to hear it from someone other than me. So if you've been a wealth engineer for the last 2 years with us, all you've ever heard is it from me. Tonight I want you to hear from someone completely independent, someone who doesn't run in a competitive company, someone who doesn't even run in this industry, but reviews and overviews this industry that we're in all the time, and you can get it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. He's going to be joining us at the end. What I want to start with, particularly for you who are guests this evening, is telling you what we are and what we do, so at least you understand that before we discuss, or before I stand up here and discuss with Lowe what I want to really tackle with you this evening. So like I said, there is Constantius' head office. It's in Ferndale. 65 years since it was first registered in 1952. It'll be 66 years next year that we've been around. There is our license with the FSB, our Financial Services Providers License. We're, of course, an authorized and registered FSP. Take some time afterwards. Go outside. Look at next to the front door at all of our licenses and associations. And if you're watching us online this evening, jump on the internet. Take some time, get comfortable, know who you are dealing with this evening. We also want you to be comfortable with the team this evening. The most important part of the team is that we are here, and we are here to help you. You will find that everything that we do at DuePoint, you will connect with us. One of our objectives, as I'm going to talk to you about a little bit later, is our connection with you. This is not one of those cold businesses, faceless businesses, where you don't get to connect with the people. As you get to know us here at DuePoint, you will see that we are working with you, we're working for you, and you are with us all the time through this process. So I want you to know the team. First up, we've got the chartered accountants. Okay, we put them at the beginning because they're the most special. You see? And then we've got the 3 special chartered accountants over there. Then we've got the other 2 over here. We're still working out what they do. But there's me over there, Brendan Benfield. I'm the senior executive here. I'm the co-founder of an insurance company called Prime Meridian Direct. You might have seen our billboards and that around the country. I've also been in this industry for the best part of 20 years. You can see, I didn't want to advertise it, but my wife said I had to put this on. I'm 40 today. Okay. No, that's right. It would be rude if I didn't mention it. It would be rude if I didn't mention it. Okay, so I've been in the industry for the best part of 20 years now. I've specialized in it. I am a chartered accountant. I'm a visiting fellow of MIT in the US. I've got the skills, but that's not important. What's important is I'm here. I'm right here with you in South Africa. Monday to Saturday, you can find me in this office, and I'll test the people around you. They'll tell you that I'm always here. You can always find me. Then we've got Tim. He's our banking specialist. He comes out of the banking industry, 15 years in that industry, worked for the first Rand Group. He was actually reporting to the CEO before he came and joined us over here. We've got Stacey. She's our auditing specialist, comes out of Deloitte. Thank goodness, not KPMG. She spent years both locally and internationally with them before she came and joined us here. You would have seen all of them already this evening around. You can see we didn't chila because it's 5 o'clock tonight. We're here with you when it counts. Then we've got Jane. Jane is unfortunately not here tonight. She's got a bit of a stomach bug. I'm sure she didn't want me to broadcast that across the country, but I just did. And she's unfortunately not here, but you will see her often at the front desk here if you come through on other days. And she has spent the last 25 years in the direct selling space, both in the UK and here in South Africa. Spent the last decade here in South Africa with us. She's a real specialist at what we do here. And she's a wonderful resource, not only to us, but to you. You will find her invaluable in her experience, her opinions, and her assistance in what you do for us here at DuePoint. And then we got Rob. Rob's our design guy, ran his own digital design firm for the best part of 20 years called Wired. They specialized in the financial services space. Did brands like Investex and MasterCard. Go and talk to him about the crazy banking stories that he was involved with as they designed and developed brands and got businesses out there. And he's our resource here at DuePoint. Everything that you can see, everything that's been designed here, that you touch on our website, feel in our offices, is designed by Rob. I think he's one of the best in the country right now. As you'll find with most things at DuePoint, we have gone out of our way to be the best we can possibly be in the industry that we're in. I don't say that to boast. I say that because I want you to test us in it. Test us in your experience here with DuePoint, because we do and want and strive to be the best in the industry. There should be no reason why you cannot excel here at DuePoint with us. So, having said that, let's talk about what we do here. There are two things that we do here. Our primary objective, the reason that DuePoint exists, the entire business is built off of it, is the desire to put reliable and stable income in the hands of South Africans. You guys don't need me to tell you about how bad things are out in the economy right now. This might sound like another marketing ploy. It's not. I'm just going to tell you facts for right now. Facts for right now are you have no control over your income. You might be employed, but someone else is telling you how much you earn. Am I right? Someone else tells you how much you earn. They tell you what increase you're going to get next year. I'm going to guess it's going to be somewhere between 3 and 6%. That's what most of you are going to get next year. What's inflation at the moment? What's inflation? I read Nedbank's economic performance report, and they went, they're saying again that it's going to be about 6.8%, but, and they put this little but in, but it's being heavily skewed by things we don't generally buy. What are the things we generally buy? Food. They even mention it in the report. Food, 17, 18, 19% inflation on food. Let's round it. 20% per annum, food is going up by. That's crazy. You buy something for 100 Rand this year, it's 120 Rand next year. It's 150 Rand the year after. That's how crazy prices are in South Africa. And we know that food's not the only thing. Clothes, cars, houses, everything that we need to live is going up at about 17% per annum. And yet you're going to get a 3 to 6% increase next year. That's a fact. That is just a fact. What has that caused for us as South Africans? It's caused a gap between what we need to survive and what we actually earn. And you all know that gap. You know you're not earning enough to survive. You know you're not earning it. The food bill, the lights and water bill, the rent, the school fees, the medical bills, that's more than what you're earning each month. That's more than. And what do we do? What have we done to survive in South Africa? We have put debt into that space. And again, I don't have to market this. You know it really well. We're all absolute professionals at debt in South Africa. Absolute professionals. We have designed an entire system that does not even exist in the rest of the world. In the rest of the world, you can't get debt like you get debt here. I mean, you can get debt and pick and pay for groceries. You try and walk into a grocery store in America and ask them for credit. They will laugh at you. They would be stunned that you would even suggest it. But here, you can buy food, eat it, and pay for it for the next 6 months. That's what you've got happening in South Africa. It's an absolute poison. It is a poison. If you think it's going, and you know how excited we get. It's like drugs. You take the drug, it feels good, even though it's killing you. Okay, that's exactly what debt is. Rob often tells a story. Got his first job, first paycheck, ran out the door and into the car dealership. I'd like a car. Here's my payslip. And leveraged himself on day one. Day one, he's still in the mess. I'm still trying to counsel him out of it. I'm still trying to get him out of it. It's crazy. First day in the day, and you've all done it too, and he loved doing it. He ran and got a brand new car. It felt good, even though it was killing him. And it kills all of us in this country, and we keep adding layers and layers and layers of debt to our lives. If I open any of your wallets now, how many credit cards am I going to find? True's account, Ackerman's account, Stutterford's account, they're gone. It's fine. You can throw that one away. Edgar's account, hey? Willie's account, now the Pick and Pay account, Telkom account. Telkom account. I don't really know. The petrol. Burn the petrol up, pay for it for the next 6 months when it's gone already. Layers and layers. That's what we've done. We've had to do it. We didn't have a choice. We haven't done it for fun. We had to do it. You are not earning enough to cover your expenditure. And don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself into thinking, oh, this guy is just singing a story again. I'm not. I'm telling you your life. I'm telling you your life. Every one of us is in this position in South Africa. We've had to take debt because we don't earn enough. And how much we are earning is shrinking every year. Compared to the cost that are increasing at 17, 18%, our 6% increase means we're getting further and further away every year. We have to solve that. And that is the primary objective of DuePoint. We want to put a tool in your hands, a tool that you control, not us, you control. And it creates not here today, gone tomorrow income like you might have experienced in the past, but recurring, stable, reliable income that comes in every month that can fill that gap and start maybe even accelerating ahead. If we can really get people working this tool properly, we can get people well beyond just survival mode in South Africa. That is what we want to do as our primary objective at DuePoint. Our secondary objective at DuePoint, ladies and gentlemen, is we're building a 21st century financial services company here. What we want is we want to be different than the old companies. We want to be in contact and in communication with every one of our customers 24 hours a day. What we have done with our technology is we've built a pipeline directly from you to the heart of our business. And we can be in communication with you every day, all day long. You don't have to wait for us to open our doors at 8 o'clock in the morning. You have a connection to the heart of this business. We've also opened a window for you to be able to look into the financial services space, the most regulated industry in South Africa today, the one that most South Africans cannot get in. They argue that it's one of the most destructive pieces of legislation that's ever come out that manages the financial services industry because it's pushed all South Africans out of it. And what we've done is we've opened a window that allows you to look into the financial services space without ever finding yourself in breach or foul of the regulation. That is what we've wanted to do. And with those two objectives put together, we've created what we call the DuePoint system. Now, the DuePoint system is super simple. What it does is it allows you as an individual to connect with us and contract with us as what we call wealth engineers. You've heard me talking about it already tonight. As a wealth engineer, we give you one task to do for us, just one. And it does not include selling, it does not include presenting, it doesn't include advertising, and it doesn't include advising. It's one task, and it's a simple task. It is the task of connecting South Africans to us. As you connect individuals to us here at DuePoint, you create for us what we call market penetration. You get into the South African economy. And as you do that, you create for us what we call channels of distribution. New people that we can come along as DuePoint. We come along as DuePoint and distribute our products into. Facilitate that distribution. And when we do that, we obviously create revenue. And when we create the revenue, we create that extra recurring income for you. Now, this is the cornerstone of our system, that the income is recurring, stable, reliable. What have we seen so far around the country in the last 100 years? We've seen these things that come in and say, you need to have this box of goodies, and it's just going to cost you 4,000 Rand. And once you've bought it, you need to go and sell it. Go and sell it to your friends. Convince them it's better than what they can buy in the shops. And then every month you need to do the same thing. And if you do that, when you do, you'll earn some income. Now, there's a problem with that. It's not recurring. Because some months you don't have time to go and sell this thing that's in your boot. Some months you're sick and lying in hospital. Some months you just want a holiday. And you don't earn in those months. But you know what you do get? Recurring expenditure. Because in order to be involved, you need to pay every month. You need to be buying the stock. The stock goes off in your boot. So now you have to pay to have a refrigerated garage. Do you see what I'm saying? You do not create recurring income in that manner. Now, what we have done at DuePoint is we use financial services and lifestyle products. These products run off of an automated debit order system. And it means that no matter what your circumstances are in any given month, those debit orders will run. And where they are paid, you will earn in our system. It's reliable, it's stable, and we hope that it is for a lifetime that we create this for you. Now, on top of that, we have added the layer of leverage. We know that all of you don't have time. If that's your excuse this evening, cross it off your list. If you go, oh, I can't believe they've brought me to another one of these things. They suckered me into it tonight. Well, I know what I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them I don't have enough time. Cross it off your list. It won't fly here. It's not an acceptable excuse. Why? Because nobody has time. Nobody has time. All of you, you have now joined the biggest club in the country, the club of I don't have time. You've joined it this evening. It's free membership. Okay? I know you don't have time. Nobody has time. Look, it's a Thursday night. It's 10 to 7, and I'm still standing here. I don't have time for this business. But that's very much part of what we're trying to solve here. We're trying to get you in a position where you can buy back your time. Because it's not running around selling goodies. It's a system that creates freedom and stability and reliability that we have created here. And we add to it your ability to leverage the time and skills of others in creating a channel of success for yourself. Everybody's got a little bit of time. If you can harness that little bit of time that everybody has, you now have a whole lot of time that can be used to build your success with us here at DuePoint. Folks, before I pop onto that second one, I wanted to mention to you, this is not an employment opportunity. Don't get confused by that. We are not hiring you tonight or recruiting you. We don't sponsor here. You can take that word and throw it out. That's what you might have done before. No sponsoring, no recruiting, no hiring. This is a tool, and I'm going to put it in your hands this evening, and you're going to choose what you do with it. People say to me, Brendan, is this part-time or full-time? It's neither. It's neither because it's not a job. It's a tool. You don't say is my drill part-time or full-time? Nobody ever asks that question. This is what this is. It is a tool that we put in your hands, and we allow you, as you wish, to spend as much or as little time using it as you want. You are fully independent of us here at DuePoint. Now, folks, there is no risk in becoming a wealth engineer. What's one of the biggest problems we have with direct selling in South Africa is these come and go things. They normally fly in from far eastern countries or far western countries, sometimes from prisons in the north, and they come in to South Africa, and they come here and they say, just for 30,000, I saw this in the Sunday Times about 6 months ago. Advert in the Sunday Times. How much that must have cost the guy? Come and join me. You just need to pay me 30,000 rand. 30 grand and you're in. Sounds like something everybody can do. Hey? 30 grand for nothing. For nothing. They come in, promise you the world, make you sell bamboo sticks, deer antler, mouth spray, like this, and then gone. Whenever I talk to somebody, particularly out of KZN and the Eastern Cape, it's tears. It's tears. I've spent all my money, my life savings, on this thing that came in and went away. Folks, we knew that when we designed the DuePoint system. And so we said that one of the things we have to make a priority in our design is the fact that you do not lose financially. Now, that's very difficult to achieve if we want to create a profitable business for everybody. But we believe, got as close as possible to that. In the DuePoint system, there is no startup cost. You will not pay us a cent to become wealth engineers this evening. There is no starter kit that you have to buy or starter manual that you have to buy. There is no monthly fee, business fee, admin fee, sales fee. There is no fee for application forms. There is no premium added to our products for you to be a wealth engineer. No. By being a product owner at DuePoint, you're automatically a wealth engineer. You're never going to pay a cent. This evening, you can become a wealth engineer and immediately start building your channel without a cent having left your pockets. So we've taken that risk out. If tonight your concern is, no, everybody just keeps losing money on this, scratch it off. We've designed the system as best we can to prevent that very thing. All right, folks, it also does not require any qualification or experience. Like I said to you, instead of us throwing you into the financial services industry of South Africa, which is massively regulated and would require you to be licensed by the Financial Services Board, have written regulatory exams, have NQF level 5 education and years of experience in the industry. Sounds like something everybody can just do. Do you see that? Do you see how they pushed the whole of South Africa out of it? Okay. Instead of us chucking you in there and making you representatives or brokers or agents or intermediaries or advisors. No. We didn't do any of that. We kept you out, and all we did is we opened the window so that you could see the mechanism working inside. And as a result, becoming a wealth engineer is something that everybody can do here. Now, what we are doing, and let me not discount the value of what we're trying to do here, we are building real assets for South Africans. This is one of the hopes that we have for this business. We wanted to create generational legacy. Right now in South Africa, we leave nothing behind for our children. You will work your entire careers, and when you die, I promise you, they will not give your job to your kid. No, won't. I mean, that's not how it works. You know that. What you will leave them is a pile of debt, which we've discussed already. Okay, that's your parting present to your children. And then the funeral plan covers your casket, so they don't get that either. We only leave debt, and as a result, we have gone from generational poverty to generational poverty to generational poverty. We've never been able to break free. We want to change that with these channels that you create for us here at DuePoint, with these channels that you make. They have recurring income. Remember, and when you have something that generates recurring income, you have an asset. You have something like starting your own business. Can you imagine? If it made income, you could price it and sell it. Without channels, because there's recurring income, you can price it. And that means you can sell it. And it means that when you pass away one day, it'll be handed over to your children. And when it's handed over to your children, they will continue to earn the income you created during your lifetime. How much better is that than handing the debt over to them? You actually give them this powerful, powerful asset with an income stream as your parting gift. That is what we are building here. Do not think for a minute this is anything like anything you've seen before. It is not. DuePoint is completely different. This is the real deal that we are putting in your hands here today. Then, folks, we as well, and believe you me, I struggle the most with this. We looked at direct selling and we said, what are all the reasons why we don't want to do this? And believe you me, I didn't want to do it. Okay? And we said, can we improve it? Now, before I get into that, I want to ask you, we're filling up now. Won't you all move to the left for me? Let's move you all the way across to the left, or my left. Move all the way across. You're looking at me, but you're not responding. Whoop, move down. There we go. Okay, because you see there's more and more people coming in. So we want to get everybody across. Have a seat there. And then we can get more people into the room. It's very exciting. There's so many people coming. There's quite a phenomenon what's happening with DuePoint at the moment. And we've got lots of people watching us around the country right now. All right, so come in, have a seat. Make sure all your cell phones are on silent for me, please. Otherwise, they will ring. We have a device that's been hidden in the concrete in the floor. We can't find it. We wish we could. We'd pull it out, but it makes cell phones ring. I don't know why, but it will. That friend of yours you haven't spoken for 20 years, tonight he's calling you, and in the next 15 minutes. Like, it's going to happen. So make sure all your phones are on silent for me. All right, now, folks, what we did is we said, can we eliminate all the reasons why people don't want to do direct selling? They say the word network marketing. Particularly people of my pigmentation, man. No ways am I doing network marketing. It's from the devil. That's it. And so we said, well, what are all the reasons why people don't want to do it? Well, the one was they didn't want to sell. Apparently that's, I've said this before, they list the top fears of mankind, okay? The number one fear of mankind is, do you guys know what it is? Public speaking. Okay, so I am doing the bravest thing in the world right now. Okay, and the number two thing is death. Okay, they were wrong. They were wrong. The number one fear of all mankind is selling. That's what it is. People are so afraid of selling they'd rather stay poor forever. Okay, than have to sell anything. All right. So the number one fear is selling. Okay, fine. We said let's get rid of the selling. Completely eradicate selling in the DuePoint system, which is what we've done. You play no part in the sales transaction, which of course causes huge confusion. We had some Americans the other day trying to review the DuePoint system remotely. I thought it was laughable. They looked at us and said, it makes no sense. They say that there's no selling, but if there's no selling, there's no business. No. DuePoint does the selling. You moron Americans. No, I'm not allowed. I'm allowed to say that? I don't know. DuePoint does the selling. We've eliminated that task from you. You do not need to sell anymore. Do you remember that box of goodies that you had to carry around constantly trying to sell to your friends? Gone. Gone. Your task is connection to us. Our task is sales. And so, if that was your excuse, I hate selling, I'm no good, I don't have the personality for selling, scratch it all off your list. It's not a valid excuse for not becoming a wealth engineer because you do know selling. The second thing that we knew people didn't want to do was present. All right, remember the number one fear, public speaking, and also because that embarrassed them. They would have to bring their friends to watch a presentation by someone who they were worried about the quality of the presentation they were about to receive. Or they had to jam them into their lounge for a braai and then trick them, shut the doors and turn on the business opportunity on the TV. We wanted to eliminate all of that, and so we did. There are only 2 people that present out of this business. Well, 3, Tim backs us up every now and then, but me and Rob are the only 2 people that present in this business ever. You never ever present the DuePoint opportunity. You never present any of our products. We do all of that for you. I'm going to show you how we do it in a moment. But you are free from the task of selling and free from the task of presenting. This is a system of absolute convenience for you at your fingertips 24 hours a day. Now, so I said, you've got to connect people to us. That's your number one task. How do you do that? Well, there are 4 ways, only 4 ways. Facebook, Gumtree, WhatsApp, not one of the 4 ways. Okay? So for the guys who are like, I'm going out there, we're going bananas on Facebook. No, you're not. It's not one of the 4 ways that you connect people to DuePoint. There are only 4 ways. The first way is you can go to our information counter afterwards and buy one of our USB sticks. It's 170 Rand. It's got our presentation on it. It means that wherever you are, 24 hours a day, if you've got a smart TV, a computer, or a laptop, you plug it in. There we are, giving the presentation for you. If you are around the country and want to get one of our USB sticks, just order it at info@duepoint.net. That's your first way. Second way is if you're in Gauteng, you can come here. Monday through Saturday, we present live out of this room. Okay? Night times, lunch times, mornings. There is a time and there is a slot when it will be convenient for you to bring your friends and acquaintances here and we'll present to you. Then, the third way. The number one way you connect people to DuePoint. The number one. It is your permanent connection tool for DuePoint is our YouTube channel. You go to DuePoint, search DuePoint channel on YouTube, and you will find every presentation we've ever done. You can go through them, pick your favorite ones. And it means that at 3 o'clock in the morning, wherever you are in a mine shaft somewhere, as long as you've got a bit of Wi-Fi, you click that play button, and there me and Rob are, full makeup, fresh, ready to give the presentation for you. Ready. 24 hours a day. Doesn't matter where you are or what time of the day, we will do a full presentation for you. It's a nationwide business. This is the Uber of network marketing. You who are all here this evening, I'm glad you're here. You never have to come back, ever, after tonight. You're just part of our live studio audience this evening. We're out there. Where that camera is, we're out there. Every day, anywhere you are, you can connect to DuePoint and have a full presentation done for anybody you want to connect to us. And then the fourth way that you connect people to DuePoint is through our live streams. Every one of our presentations that we do, Monday through Saturday, we broadcast across the country. We broadcast. Right now, there are hundreds, maybe even over 1,000 people watching this presentation from the comfort of their own homes, from presentation rooms around the country. Some of them might even be in the bath right now, on the iPad. We can't see them, that's fine. This is how you connect people to DuePoint. Super easy, super simple. 4 ways. Now, as you do this, as you connect people to us, that's where the process begins at DuePoint. Some of these people you connect are going to want to become wealth engineers. Not all of them, I promise you, not all of them. Some of them are going to want to become wealth engineers. And when they do, we allocate them to you and your channel is born. These people go out, they do the same thing. They connect people to DuePoint through those 4 ways, and some of them become wealth engineers. And again, we allocate them to you. And this process repeats itself over and over again. As you apply time and energy to this process, your channel spreads, and our market penetration as DuePoint is made. You have a channel of distribution constructed for DuePoint, and we come along as DuePoint. We do. And we facilitate the purchase of our products into this channel that you've created for us, and your income is born. Now, super important. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. No, it's not. There is a price you pay for success at DuePoint. It's not money. We've worked out as best we can how we can eliminate that, but there's a price that you are going to pay. And that price is time. Now that seems to be a problem for most South Africans. When we originally made this presentation, we put this slide in because we thought we better tell people that we're legitimate. We've done a lot of work. We come from a big insurance company, long-standing. We want to show you that we're genuine. We have discovered over the last 2 years that that's not the issue people have. The issue people have is that they are looking for get-rich-quick schemes. That's what they're actually looking for. It's the most remarkable thing. People quit DuePoint because it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Legitimately, they call in and go, I have discovered this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I quit. Now, folks, there is a problem with get-rich-quick schemes. You don't get rich. Only the guy who fooled you is the guy who gets rich. You know the ones that arrive, take your money, and then leave? The ones we read about in newspapers? The ones that run down the east coast of South Africa most of the time? Those ones don't make anybody rich. There is no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. There is only a scheme or a scam or a shape. That's all there is. Now, DuePoint is none of those things. We have 8 regulators that look after us. There are hundreds of pieces of legislation that govern this business. We have members of the FSB that review our board on a quarterly basis. We didn't slip that past them. This is a genuine income earning opportunity. Remember, that was our objective. Our objective was creating reliable and stable income in the hands of South Africans. That is never going to be possible if we make you rich overnight. There's no such thing like that. So, for all of you who want to succeed in this business, you're going to pay the same price you've paid for your careers. The only difference is this time you're going to be in control. What is the price you're going to pay? You're going to pay with time and energy and thought and perseverance and determination. That's what you're going to pay with to succeed. And those of you who do choose to do that, and it's not going to be all of you, but those of you who do, there's 2 ways that we reward you in the DuePoint system. The first one is through our returns program. Our returns program pays you R27.50 every time somebody in your channel makes a product payment, multiplied by a factor of where in your channel that payment was made. So, excuse me, for instance, you go out, you chat to a couple of your friends. Some of them become wealth engineers, take a product, and make a payment. When they make their payment successfully via debit order, you get R27.50 multiplied by 200%. These are people you introduced. You get R55. 21st century money. Not 1990s, R1.50, R5.50, R12.26. I've seen them all. Okay? No. You can't even buy a chappie for R12.26 anymore. It's R55. It is significant, it's material, you will feel it. It might not change your life immediately, but you're going to feel it immediately with the DuePoint system. Now you go out, you talk to a couple more of your friends. In fact, these few folk go out, they chat to a few of their friends. And again, some of those friends become wealth engineers, take a product, make a product payment. When they do, again, you get R27.50 multiplied by 200%, R55. Now remember, these are financial services and lifestyle products. You pay every month. It's not a once-off payment. Geez, we get the odd call in client service. No, the person who told me about this business, so you just pay once and then you get money forever. That sounds like it's come from China. You know, that's what it sounds like, okay? No, folks, this is financial services, exactly like your funeral cover or your banking fees. Have you tried to negotiate with your bank and say, I don't want fees anymore. I'm just paying once and then that's it. You know? No, every month you pay. And every month that these people pay their product payments, every month, that they pay successfully, you earn the R55. Now you can see in this particular example, you've been here 5 minutes, there's only a handful of dots on that screen. And you're earning, if you add it all up, you're earning now just under R1,000 a month. Now that hasn't changed your life, I know it hasn't, but you'll feel an extra R1,000 coming in every month. Now if you put the time in, and the perseverance, and the thought, and the energy, and you are determined to succeed with us, and your channel continues to grow, you earn on a diminishing basis down to the 8th point. But your potential at DuePoint is unlimited. It's unlimited. If we're going to create generational legacy here, we cannot cap you at some spot. We have to allow you to grow beyond it. As long as you qualify to earn, from the 8th point onwards, you will always earn 4% of R27.50. That means if you build a channel in your lifetime to 25 points, and you qualify to earn on all the points, you will earn all the way from the 8th to the 25th point at 4% of R27.50. Your kids take it over one day and grow to 50 points. And they qualify to earn, they're going to get 4% from the 8th point down. Now, if you want to know how to qualify to earn, go to our YouTube channel. All right, now I get the nervous looking. YouTube, I've never been there before. Folks, welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. YouTube is your friend. TV on like SABC, DSTV, gone. Have you seen the quality of the stuff that's coming out there now? I mean, you can't watch. I know they can't watch it. Their viewership has dropped to a quarter. It's the end of that era. TV is now online. It's online. This is we're 2018. I'm not even going to call us 2017 anymore. There's only like 2 minutes left. Okay? It's 2018. Do you remember Y2K? Remember, that was the future. Y2K. I can't even see it. It's so far behind us now. It's 2020 in 2 years' time. Do you remember 2020 was the next beyond 2000? You know, was the next 20. We're going to be 2020 in 5 minutes. If you can't connect to YouTube, you are 20 years behind. You're going to have to catch up, guys. This is a reality. You're going to have to. YouTube is your friend. You're going to go there and you'll find our training video. Do you know how long our training video is on how to qualify? 6 minutes. I can explain the entire DuePoint system to you in 6 minutes. It is that simple. Go away, watch that video, understand how to qualify. Now, people say to me, Brenda, this is great. How much does it actually translate in? What am I going to earn? You want me to do all this work and time and perseverance and blah, blah, blah. How much is it going to earn? All right, right. That is a very difficult question to answer. It's very difficult because every single one of you is going to grow at a different rate. Some slow, some fast, some not at all. And so how do I answer that question? Well, we went away and we got about 2 decades of data and we did a whole lot of maths on it and we came up with what we call the 3+2 growth formula. We think that that is a conservative and realistic growth formula. We really tried to be as conservative as possible. What it says is that you as a new wealth engineer, you come into this business and because you want to make it work out, in your first month you put just 3 people on your first point. An entire month to find 3 people. Okay, see how we were trying to be conservative. And then every month thereafter, every single one, you put just 2 people on your first point. Every single month thereafter, just 2. If you can do that persistently over time, and work with your guys to do the same thing, and we apply lapses and cancellation rates and people not doing 3+2, we put that all in the maths. We believe that these are reasonable milestones that you can aim for in the DuePoint Returns program. So, let's see. If you can do 3+2 for 6 months, we reckon you can reasonably expect to be earning about 2,500 Rand a month. All right, 2,500 Rand a month. You're going, hey, I charge that per hour, some of you. Others of you, it's already changed your life. I don't know where you are on that spectrum. It is an extra 30,000 Rand a year. That's pretty worth it, where I come from. Extra 30 grand, you've done 6 months, you've had to put 2 people in a month. That's 1 every 2 weeks. It hardly sounds like you're killing yourselves to do that, okay? Then, if you persist for 6 more months to a year, we reckon you'll be on about 9,000 to 10,000 Rand, reasonably, 9,000 to 10,000 Rand a month. That's 120,000 Rand a year of extra income. Remember, none of you are going to quit your jobs to do this. This is the add-on. So you earn your salary, and that gap that you used to fill with debt now starts to get filled with DuePoint Returns program income, 9,000 to 10,000 after a year. Now my question to you is, how many of you can commit to a year? How many of you can? A year? It's not so bad, really. Okay, let's think about all the things we've ever committed to in life. Our jobs. Okay, you've done your job for more than a year, am I right? Okay. And your kid, you were kind of forced to on that one. Okay. What else have you done for more than a year consistently? New Year's resolution, I'm going to the gym this year. And then you went out there and you smashed it. 2 years, you just smashed, you never missed a session. Okay, I didn't see anybody going, oh no, I've done that, check me out. Huh? I said, all right, and then what about, I'm going to learn a new instrument. This year I'm learning to play the guitar, and you sat down for 2 years, you smashed it, and now you're a pro guitarist. No, we got many problems. One of the problems we have in South Africa, as South Africa, all of us, all lumped in the same bucket, is we don't have any self-discipline. We are bad at self-discipline. We can't commit to things because they smell like work. And anything that smells like work, we ain't doing. Even if it's worth 10,000 Rand a month, reliably, stably, and recurringly. It doesn't end after a year. You don't get 10,000 Rand for a year and it's 120,000. It keeps going. If you did it for 10 years, it's 1.2 million Rand. Okay, 20 years, 2.4 million. You're not doing anything else. You've just got to the 10,000 Rand a month. Is it worth a year of commitment? Well, that's something you're going to have to decide. But if you can push through to 2 years, persistently putting that +2 in and working with your guys, we reckon you can reasonably expect to be earning about 27 to 30,000 Rand a month. 27 to 30,000 Rand. That's 2019. End of it's November 2019. Okay? I'm hoping my age goes backwards. I'll be 38. Okay? 360,000 Rand a year. Not many of you already earn 27 to 30,000 Rand, do you? Not many of us do. And that's 2 years from now, extra income that you add. All right, now can you do 3 years with us? If you can do 3 years. 3 years of labor, determination, time, perseverance. We reckon you'll be on about 45 to 50,000 Rand a month. That's about 600,000 a year. 600,000, okay, 4 years. 4 years with us. Have you been having to tear the ring out of it? No, plus two, that's all. And growing with your team. If you can do that for 4 years, we reckon you'll be on about 60 to 65,000 Rand a month. 720,000 Rand a year. That's more than most people aspire to. I know. Most people don't even dream about that. That's how crushed we are as South Africans. And if you can do 5 years, it's half a decade. That's not 5 months, guys, not 5 weeks, and it's not the first 5 people you talk to who say no. It's 5 years, 60 months of time and perseverance. If you can do that, we reckon you can quite reasonably expect to be earning about 80 to 100,000 Rand a month. That's R1 million a year. You're now in the top 0.5% of earners in the country, and you have changed everything about your future. So now I'll go back to the self-discipline question. Are you willing to commit? That's something you're going to have to decide. Oh, yeah, I'll book my ticket. We're going to talk about this later. Yeah. No, it's easy, and then I'll never see you again. You are going to have to commit if you want to do it. Now, I get different responses to this, but one of the responses we get is that this is just marketing. I made it up, and it's just nonsense, and it's just maths, and you can make it look like you want. Okay. We always like to look at it on the ground, and every month we take a handful of people that are doing the business. I'm not talking about the people who don't, and plenty are who don't. Look around you, you'll see their faces, okay? We look at the people who pick up this tool, leave this building, and use it. This month, we've got a couple of guys that I want to show you. But you can go and see probably 60, 70 of them that we've taken videos of that are on our YouTube channel. Okay, here's the first one. Here's Joe. Unassuming guy, you meet him. He's a shy guy. But he said to himself, I want to de-risk myself. I've got a job, and that's it. I need another source of income. Do I start my own business? Too risky. Don't have the money. Bound to fail. But at DuePoint, I can start building myself something straight away. In 2 weeks, he built himself a channel worth 1,900 Rand a month. 1,900. Remember I showed you that example, and I said, in this particular example, you've been here 5 minutes, you're earning 1,000 Rand a month. He said, thanks, I'll double that. And in 5 minutes, 2 weeks, he was on 1,900 Rand a month. Okay. Now, he's been with us for 5 months. And he has a channel worth 9,700 Rand a month. 5 months. Okay. Now, I said it would take a year to get to 9 to 10,000. I said it would take 6 months to get to 2,500. 5 months. Okay. Now, you might not be like him. But that's what he's proven. He's taken the tool and he's demonstrated the potential of the DuePoint tool. Then we've got Shadrach. Shadrach's a player. You can see him there. You can see he's a player. Blue suit, red rose. Ladies, I'm warning you. He's a player. But he's also a machine. He's a machine when it comes to DuePoint. Every month he's pushing because he wants a different kind of future for himself. He wants control and he wants security. And that's what he's building with us. He's been with us for about 5.5, 6 months. And he's built a channel worth 12,888 Rand. 12,000. It was meant to take a year to get to 9 to 10. He's already pushing into year 2, according to my mathematics. That's how we demonstrated to you how conservatively we looked at the numbers. But the tool is yours. You decide what your future is going to be. And then we've got Nompilo. She comes from the retirement village of South Africa. And there's nothing happening down in Port Shepstone. Are you kidding me? What happens? I drove through there. I nearly missed it. It's Port Shepstone there. Hey, that's crazy. But Nompilo is working. She's happening down there in Port Shepstone. She's happening. Look at this. 5 months. 5 months. 15,000 Rand a month. That's what she's done. She's working that whole area because she wants a different kind of future. Absolutely fantastic. And then we got Zongaziwe over here. See, that's not bad, hey? That took me a whole day to practice that. Zongaziwe Zibobo. Or Zongaziwe Zibobo, as she calls herself. Hey, that's not too bad, all right? Fantastic name. We've got some great names in DuePoint. I love it. This lady, 5, 6 months. 5 or 6 months, 25,000 Rand a month. 25,000 Rand a month. All right, now we have an interesting backlash to this, okay? It's a symptom that we didn't realize. We showed people this. We thought, well, this will encourage them to get out there and go build a future. And then what they did is they said, 5 months, I'm going to be on 25,000 Rand in 5 months. And then when the 5 months rolled around and they were on 1,000 Rand, which is exactly what my math says they should be on, they went, I quit. Folks, as long as he was unemployed when she started here, she works this business 8 to 12 hours a day, every day, 7 days a week. Okay? If you have a job and a family and a life and no time, you are never going to be here in 5 months. That doesn't matter. It doesn't. You don't quit because of that. This is an accumulating tool. Each month that you put your time in, it accumulates value for you. Think of my timeline, not these people. What we are demonstrating to you is what you can do with this tool, not what you're going to do. You'll decide what you're going to do, and it'll be different for every single one of you. Now, as I said, go to our YouTube channel. There are plenty examples of people earning 700 Rand a month, 3,000 Rand a month, 8,000 Rand a month, 68,000 Rand a month. It's all in there. Go and watch those videos. Understand what people have done with our tool and understand the time and energy they've put into it. That's the first way you earn. The second way you earn with us is through our training program. Our training program is called our XP Rewards program. It scratches off your next excuse. See, I'm wiping them out for you tonight. By the end of this, you have no excuses. Okay? Your next excuse is, I don't know how to do this. Good news. Good news. We take you by the hand. And through our training programs and steps, we lead you from beginner to expert. And as you complete these programs and steps, we give you XP points, experience points. They're not worth anything. They're not worth rands and cents. Don't let anybody fool you. They are simply a measure of your experience with us here at DuePoint. But as you get more experience, naturally your channel will start growing. Where you meet the 2 criteria in our training program, we rank you up. And when we rank you up in our training program, we reward you. We reward you in the beginning with a little bit of cash because that's what you need. That's what South Africans need, a little bit of cash. As you get a little bit more experience and a little bit bigger, well, so does the cash rewards in the training program. Serious stuff. Then, from about rank 5, we start to reward you with tools. Tools we know are going to accelerate the growth of your channel with us. At rank 5, you get an imported lightning memory stick, plugs into all electronic devices, got all of our presentations, download testimony tools on it, so that anywhere, anytime, you can connect people to DuePoint. At rank 7, we give you an imported set of business cards worth 12,500 Rand. Gold gilded, gold printed, custom made for you. So that when you hand people the business card of DuePoint, their only question to you is, who is DuePoint and how do I get involved? That's how powerful these cards are. You can find these people in the audience tonight and around. Go and ask them to see your cards. They won't let you touch them, but they'll let you see them. Go and look at them. Otherwise, you can go to our glass cabinet outside next to our front door and see an example over there. That you get at rank 7. At rank 9, as long as you maintain your channel size with us, every year that you do, we take you and your family away on a 1-week holiday, 5-star business class, all expenses paid. We're going in December this year. We're going. This must be less than 50 days before we go now. We're going over New Year's Eve, not some armpit end of the year when it's freezing cold and cheap. No. We're going when we want to go, the right time of the year. This is a proper quality trip that we're doing. And we're going to take our rank 9s every year on a trip similar to this, as long as they maintain their channel size. Now, you're not coming. Because you're rank 0. And there's only 50 days left. Now, I'm happy to be proven wrong. I am. I know I won't be. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. But the beautiful thing about this business, folks, is that, as I said earlier, it's an accumulating business. You don't have to re-qualify every year. You don't start at 0 in January and have to re-qualify. What you do for the next 50, 60 days, between now and the end of January, wealth engineers is this critical. You cannot stop now because you are building your future. You don't want to lose 2 months of your future. In the next 60 days, whatever you do, is what's added to what you start on the 1st of January next year. And whatever you do through the whole year next year will be added to the next year until you go rank 9. There's no deadline. There's no timeline. People say, what's the cutoff? There is no cutoff. When you go rank 9, you come with us. Okay, within reason. Obviously, if you do it like the day before, I'm not going to be able to take you. But, there isn't a cutoff. You keep persevering. You will make rank 9. And when you do, if you maintain your channel size for the rest of your life, we take you away every year. This is the life that you can choose, or you can make excuses. Because that's what people are going to do. That's what people are already doing at DuePoint. They're making excuses. I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have this. I don't have that. None of that applies to DuePoint. It's I'm too lazy to do the work. I'm too lazy to do the one thing I have to do at DuePoint, connect people. That's all I got. No selling, no present, just connect people. Too lazy to do that. Guys, because you're not coming, we're sad for you. So we want to show you where we're going. Here's actual footage of the hotel we're going to this December.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand all at the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
Hey, Pumi, book my ticket. Book my room, book my ticket. I hear it every presentation. You will see me there, and I'll never see you again. It looks like it's going to be worth it, guys. We've got 2 business class planes full coming with us at the end of this year. It's not like nobody's doing this. Everybody's doing this. It's just a decision about whether you're coming with. That's what the decision is. I hope that you join us on the next one. Now, at rank 11, we give you another very useful tool. It's your own car. It's not given to you and then taken away. It's not rented to you. You don't finance it through us. It's not branded. It's your car. Our hope is that with it, you will build your freedom here at DuePoint. And then, folks, as part of our training program, every month we run what are called XP Quests. They are bite-sized pieces of training that everybody can do in creating sustainable and solid foundations in their channels. They're also designed to teach and train along the way our established wealth engineers. This month, and every month that we run it, the set of criteria can be completed by everyone, and everybody who does complete the criteria is rewarded with a tool. Every month the tools are different. Some months it's a smart TV, as it is this month. Other months it's an iPhone or an iPad. Not Fong Kong Apple, like, banana stuff. Proper Apple, iPhone, iPads. Data, Wi-Fi routers, cache, all the things they need. You can build an entire toolkit over a couple of months with us here at DuePoint. Everybody who completes those criteria gets those tools. Okay, are they easy? No. We're only here for serious people. Where you're serious about it, you will complete those criteria and get those tools. This month, it's the Come Fly With Me challenge. What we want you to do is we want you to go find somebody, put them on your first point, and get them qualified. Then we want to take you to take one of your other first pointers that's been with you before, get them going. Teach them the system. Help them to get qualified and to rank up this month. If you can do that, you're going to get yourselves a big LED smart TV. People say, how big is it going to be? It's this big. No, it's this big. It's a big LED smart TV. Perfect for you to be able to tune into our live streams, to plug your USB stick into and have the presentation. It's not for movies. It's not for TV. No, this is a tool for you to use here at DuePoint. All right. Now, people ask me the question all the time. They say, Brendan, where do you get the money for this? I get it all the time. It doesn't make sense. I've done the maths. Don't worry about the maths. There's a lot of accountants and actuaries in this business, okay? But let me tell you the basics. Basically, in the traditional financial space, insurance and banking, we spend hundreds of millions every month, billions every year advertising to you. Billboards, TV adverts, radio adverts, taxi adverts, bathroom campaigns, SMS campaigns, search engine optimization, billions spent, so that you can connect to us. That's our hope, is that you'll connect to us. Now, how do we pay for all of that? Well, we reverse engineer the cost of that into the price of your products, your funeral payments, your funeral cover payments, your banking fees, your car insurance, your home insurance. All of that, 30 to 50%, is made up of next month's marketing cost. That's what you pay for every single month. Now, we've done exactly the same thing here at DuePoint, exactly the same thing. We've built the price into the product. But instead of me spending all that money on SABC, DSTV, etc., it's now available to you because you create the connection for us. You connect people to us, and therefore we're able to do what we do here. You can talk to me in more detail about it afterwards if you'd like, but that's the basics. We then come along as DuePoint. We do this, not you. You disconnected from this process. We come along as DuePoint and we facilitate the purchase of 3 products. Our first product is our Access Wealth Plan. Our Access Wealth Plan is actually made up of 2 independent products. You pay 299 Rand a month, and for that you get 1, your own tax-free investment account. This is not a savings account, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a bank. It's an investment account. It's a no-notice, no-restriction period investment account, which means at any point, without a waiting period, without cost or penalty, you can draw your money out. Where does your money go if it's not going into a savings account? It goes into the stock exchange. You are now shareholders in the country, which means that your money will move with the stock exchanges. As companies declare dividends, that's put into your account and it's reinvested. But at any point in time, you can draw your money out with this tax-free investment account that we've opened for you, now shareholders in the South African economy. The second product that you get for your 299 is 110,000 rands worth of personal accident cover. So if you die from an accident over Christmas, 45,000 people will. Your beneficiaries will get whatever you've got, value you have in your investment, that'll go into your estate, and 110,000 rand. Now, the second product we have is our Wealth Guard. It's 274 Rand a month, okay, not once off, a month. And for the 274 Rand, you get 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. No waiting periods, no deferred benefit periods, no medical examinations or declarations, no maximum age limit. Till your dying breath, you can have this product. Now, folks, this is not illness and natural causes cover. It's not funeral cover. It's not life cover. If we add those elements to our products, we start fighting our primary objective. What's our primary objective? You heard me say it right at the beginning. Is to put reliable, stable income in the hands of South Africans. If I put illness and natural causes in, I'm not going to have to underwrite all the people you bring in here. And that means that where they've got STDs, cancer, diabetes, hypertension, all that can't be in the business. And your income is affected. But with our products, every single South African, no matter what they have, can be a wealth engineer with us. That's why we do this. Now, our third product, we love it. It's our non-financial product, non-insurance product. It is our Wealth Points Buyers Club. For 274 Rand a month, you get to be a member of it. And as a member, you get direct access to the packages, prices, vouchers, and account managers that we get as a corporate. As a 65-year-old corporate, we go to suppliers and we got lists of them. We're always adding. And we say, what's the best price? What's the best discount? What's the best treatment service you can give us? And we get that. You get access to that. At 274 Rand a month, we got everything in there. Groceries, travel, entertainment, cars, appliances, health, gyms, everything you can think of, restaurants, hotels. We got it all in there, and you can use all of it all month long. You don't have to, like, some of those other programs, you have to actually go to the gym before you get it, or you have to buy a coffee, but you don't have to do that. as a member, you get automatic access to all those different services. Some people give you discounts, some give you corporate account managers, all sorts of things that you get in that product. We love it very much. All right, now you know the business. That's the business from top to bottom. You can go and do all the research you like. That is it, okay, that I've told you tonight. You can go and do that research if you want to. But now, I want to talk, as we do once every 3 months at DuePoint, about the things that people have a problem with at DuePoint. They have a problem with in direct selling. We had to tackle these things when we designed this business. We had to tackle them. Now I want to demonstrate to you some of our thoughts around that. And tonight I have with me Lowe. He's a great friend of ours and a long-time a person we've used often in the past with many of our businesses. Has a great wealth of knowledge around many industries in South Africa, and he's going to spend some time with us. Leon, come up if you can and join us up here. There we go. So, I'm going to present to Leon a couple of the questions that we often present to Throwdown Thursday, but I normally answer them, or Rob normally answers them, and I'm going to ask Leon to answer it. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a quick video first. I apologize, I've just realized there's the video that comes first. I'm going to play this quick video quickly first of an interview I did with Leon. You can turn the mic off, Leon. And then, Leon, after that, I'm going to ask a few questions. This will just help you get introduced to him and understand his knowledge in this. Casper, can I get you to hit the lights there again for us? I've got Leon Lowe with me here today. He is the acting head of the Good Law Foundation in South Africa, and he and his team have done an extensive review of DuePoint and the DuePoint system as part of the work that they do in ensuring that companies and schemes and plans that are developed in South Africa are legal, legitimate, ethical, and moral. Leon, can you give me a brief history of what you've done?
Yes, I've been in policy law, how the laws are made and what the law should say and do say, for 50 years or 45 years, and have specialized in this area of law: the consumer protection laws, the banking laws, the insurance laws, the marketing laws, franchising laws, and various other laws that relate to network, referral, pyramid, Ponzi, whatever schemes, and have specialized in being able to delineate the legal from the illegal, and more importantly, the moral from the immoral, the ethical from the unethical, and the ones that pass what we call the sniff test, the ones that just look right. And we don't want any consumer out there ever to be misled or cheated or lied to, and what we do is put a lot of effort into seeing that there is no consumer fraud or misrepresentation. And I should tell you, we're not on your side here, we're on the side of the consumers.
Yes, that's right.
We want to make sure you don't cheat a consumer ever. And if, by the way, we decide you are cheating the consumer, we will stop you.
That's right.
We will draw to your attention, and if someone contacts us and is unhappy, we will draw that to your attention. And if you do not fix it, then we will refer you to the relevant authorities.
Absolutely.
So we are not representatives of business, we are not a legal firm, we are policing the legitimacy of business practices and business models in South Africa.
So, Leon, I wanted to ask you today, I wanted to tell you in some senses, you and I have discussed this, where you've said to me, anybody who's informed and actually understands the law around direct selling would understand that DuePoint could never be a pyramid or Ponzi scheme. But I thought I'd ask you, why is that the case?
Well, firstly, the suspicion arises whenever there are downline earnings, and that is why it arises. But quite the difference between what all of these things are, chain letters and networks and Ponzi's and pyramids, is very important to know. And DuePoint is not anything that is challenged in law. In law, what is illegal is a Ponzi scheme, and a Ponzi scheme is where the only way to pay existing obligations to existing members is by getting new recruits, new people putting money in. And at any given time in a Ponzi scheme, fewer people have got money out than have put money in, and more money has been put in than can be earned. So a Ponzi scheme is by its nature permanently insolvent, or it's solvent only to the extent it can recruit new people, and to remain solvent indefinitely, because it's dynamic, it would have to eventually recruit the entire world's population and then run out of the ability to pay the people it already has obligations to. So it is not in any sense a Ponzi scheme, for the very simple reason that nobody has to pay money in and nobody's earning is dependent on future people putting money into DuePoint. What they earn money from is the sale of market-related products at market-related prices. In fact, not just market-related products, but off-the-shelf products. In other words, products that are sold separately and independently of any network or pyramid or chain letter, or in this case, referral or franchise or whatever scheme. So there are many, many different types of scheme, and DuePoint is not governed by any of those that are considered illegal or dodgy.
Now, the same could be said of us not being a pyramid scheme.
Yes. A pyramid scheme is where you pay downlines to people who get others to put money in. Not necessarily like a Ponzi scheme that is permanently by its nature insolvent, but simply by recruiting. It's where you earn money for bringing in new members. And that would be where referrals take place, and they don't want to have people earning money just by getting other people to put money in. The big difference here, which is completely unlike anything that's considered a pyramid scheme, is that you buy a product. You buy a real product in the same way you buy an insurance policy, or you buy a hamburger, or you buy a motor car, or the shirt you're wearing, or anything. And then what happens is that when you bring people to the website in your case, or a store, for example, if I take you to Woolworths or Pick n Pay, and while you're there you buy something, then there's nothing illegal about that and nobody's lost anything. And I'll give you a very practical example. I belong to a gym, Planet Fitness, and every now and then Planet Fitness makes an offer and says if I introduce somebody who becomes a member of Planet Fitness, I will get 1 month free, or 2 months, or whatever it might be. No one loses. The person buys their membership, they have the product, they use it, they consume it. Nobody has paid a referral fee or introduction fee to merely the fact that I brought someone else there. So we don't have a pyramid scheme. We have the sale of products, in that case membership, for which I get a benefit. And that is not a pyramid scheme and not a network market. It's a network marketing scheme, but it's not a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme or a chain letter scheme, which are the illegal ones.
Yes, yes. And those are, of course, defined in legislation in South Africa. Where would be the best piece of legislation to go to actually find the legal definitions of pyramid and Ponzi scheme?
Oh yes, they define very clearly and well in the Consumer Protection Act. It's freely available to everybody at many government offices or off the internet for those who have access to it, or on their cell phones. And what they can do there is look at the provisions governing referral selling, which is perfectly lawful, network marketing, and pyramid and Ponzi schemes and chain letter schemes are defined in the Act.
Now, so for our wealth engineers, we need to give them something simple to use as a dipstick test. I think you called it the sniff test. What would be the top 3 to 5 steps, the 3 to 5 tests they should do if they're faced with something like DuePoint or some other direct selling company that says to them, this is on the right side of the law or on the wrong side of the law?
Well, let's be clear about this. There are 2 issues. One is it technically lawful? But we are concerned with more than that. We require people we work with, like you, to walk an extra mile. We want it to be ethical and moral as well as lawful. Now, to be ethical and moral, we need to understand that that's the real purpose of the law. The purpose of the law is to stop consumers being misled, to stop people investing time and money and effort based on promises of unrealistic returns. So you may not generate unrealistic expectations, you may not make fraudulent or misleading statements, and the law technically tries to prevent that. But the sniff test is that basically what you do is you look at a product or scheme or a company and you say, is this misleading or unethical? Are people here being cheated or defrauded? That's really the question to ask. That's what we call the sniff test. Does it look wrong? Does it smell wrong? Now, one of the things we have required you to do, as we do with everyone who comes to us, is to have very clear warnings. Make it very clear to everybody that this is not a quick get-rich-quick scheme. This is not an easy way to make money. That making money requires work, it requires effort, it requires skill. You offer, as we encourage everybody to do, training and information about how to go about running a successful business.
Yep.
Because that's what you're offering to people. You're inviting them to become business people.
Yes.
You're offering them insurance and other products, but you're also inviting them to become entrepreneurs. And when people become entrepreneurs, they must understand that earning money and making money takes effort and skill and risk and time. So what you do is you look at the product and you say, is this a genuine, a bona fide, a kosher product? And if it is, then you're perfectly within your rights to invite people to buy it and to bring people to your website who in turn buy it. And they get what they buy. They get the cover they pay for. That's what they get. And there's no misrepresentation about that.
Yes.
They get the saving, the investment they make. There's no misrepresentation. As long as that's clear and as long as everyone understands that's what they're buying, that's what they get, there's no legal concern with it. And there's no misrepresentation, so it's also ethical.
So, Leon, that leads me on to the next question that I wanted to ask you. We do on occasion get individuals, particularly on the one-on-one basis when you talk to them, and I find it happens a lot at my peer level, where I tell them about direct selling and what we're doing at DuePoint, and they are in some senses embarrassed by this, embarrassed by the concept of doing some form of network marketing business. And you mentioned a little bit earlier that you've reviewed 200 odd of these kind of businesses. Have you found them to be embarrassing? Are they not genuine income earning opportunities?
If you want to, you want people to succeed. You don't want to attract losers.
Yes.
So what we've encouraged you to do is make it clear that the people who come and join and participate are winners. These are the people who want to be winners. These are the people who are going to put the time and effort into making a success. What we do is we say there are 9 million unemployed South Africans. The number is rising. People who now have a job might not have a job, but also those people who don't have a job are desperate for some way of earning income. And what this, like others, this is one of the opportunities they have to earn income without needing the capital to start a business, without needing to lay out money.
Yes.
They can start generating income. So it is an opportunity. There are others, and we don't particularly endorse any given opportunity, but yes, you are right. This is one of the opportunities for people to become self-employed, to enter into the market as entrepreneurs, to invest the time and effort, and I would encourage them to do the learning that goes into knowing how to communicate with people, how to bring them to your website, and how to not advise them on the products and services, but let them know what's available. We're allowed to give factual information. And so they don't have anything to be embarrassed about. It's not a challenge. They simply say, have a look at this. This is an opportunity. You can buy these products and you can earn money if you start referring other people successfully to the DuePoint website.
Leon, thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate it. And of course, we will be actively involved with the Good Law Foundation going forward, making sure that DuePoint does remain as legitimate and genuine as we believe that it is. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All righty. Okay. I'm tempted to click the next slide. Here we go. All right, Leon, come with me. All right, so we have Leon here tonight, which is such a privilege because Leon has already been on TV 3 times this week. And I managed to squeeze him in for a few minutes with us this evening, and I have monopolized a bit of the time. But Leon and his team spent a long time, months, reviewing DuePoint last year and making sure that we were squeaky clean and completely compliant and legitimate. This assisted us greatly in creating what we have today. So we tackled a couple of these questions, but having read all your minds this evening, I know that the number one question at the top of your minds, despite what I said, was this sounds like a pyramid scheme. I know that your dad warned you about this, and that sort of thing. So it's the most common question that we get with regard to network marketing and direct selling. In fact, I had a lady come to me the other day and say, Brendan, this is probably a pyramid scheme, which frustrates the hell out of me because I'm either one or the other. I can't probably be one. All right. And so, Leon, again, given the few minutes we have left, having spent the time you have at DuePoint, do we smell like a pyramid scheme?
No, there's nothing.
There's
no connection between DuePoint and a pyramid scheme. DuePoint has a legitimate product, an off-the-shelf product, and it is a system in which people are rewarded for actual sales made. It's the equivalent of a commission that a salesperson earns. A pyramid scheme is one in which you recruit people and you get paid for having recruited as opposed to selling. So no, there is nothing to do with the pyramid scheme. And I should add, by the way, when we have given an endorsement, as we have here, to a particular business, which we do with anyone who comes to us and has us analyze them, we tell them what we don't like. In this case, everything we recommended, DuePoint immediately adopted. But we watch them. If they change something and we think they're no longer legitimate, then we will tell them. And if they don't comply, then we will have them shut down. So we're quite strict. And no, there's nothing here that resembles a pyramid scheme. It's not even a network marketing scheme. This is a referral or introduction business where it's, as I said on the video, like me introducing someone to the gym where I go. The gym makes the sale, not me. I just say, come along, and if you join, then the gym will give me a reward. It could be cash, it could be some free months, it could be, I don't know, a badge to put on my gym shirt or whatever.
Or an overseas trip once a year. Yes, that is exactly right. Now, I love it, but we tackled that one because I promise you, when you start going out there to talk to people, in your inexperience in describing DuePoint to people, because you're going to take tonight's hour and a half and make a 30-second version that's completely wrong and give it to your friends, and the first thing they're going to say to you is, how could you have fallen for it? You're so stupid, you fell for it. Guys, you haven't fallen for anything. We haven't taken money from you this evening. That's your number one dipstick test, okay, in this process. So that's the first one we get. We love this one too, Leon, where they say, I've already got a good job and a career. I don't have time and I don't need a backup plan in the South African context. And as I said to you a little bit earlier, Leon, I said, geez, you know better than everyone what the South African context actually looks like now.
Well, let's understand the South African economy, and I'm going to start in 1994, the beginning of the new South Africa. The first decade or so, South Africa had one of the highest economic growth rates in the world. Whether that was Madiba, it carried on a bit under Mbeki, and I don't particularly attach importance to the leaders, but in about 2006, 2007, the South African economy stagnated and the growth rates declined to effectively zero. The economy is now stagnating. And let me just give you some idea of the difference. If you're growing at 7%, which we did during some of the early years, wealth doubles every 10 years. Every 10 years, the average person is twice as wealthy. The country is twice as wealthy. And that's a simple arithmetic. It's called the rule of 7. If, on the other hand, you grow at 1%, we are now growing at less than 1%, it takes 70 years, a lifetime, for wealth to double. 70 years and 10, to use the biblical term. So the South African economy basically was doubling every 10 years. If it had carried on at that rate, the South African economy would now be 8 times wealthier than it was in 1994. Instead, it is now stagnating, and unemployment is rising at a few 100,000 people per month. It is now nearly 10 million South Africans. That means there are now nearly as many unemployed South Africans as employed South Africans. That's very scary. It is the highest sustained rate of unemployment in the world. I say sustained. A few countries rise briefly higher than us, but none have the continuing high level of unemployment we have. And there is no policy or plan which gives any reason to believe that's going to change. We are not going to be achieving economic growth for quite a few years until something very substantial changes in government policies, basically to take us back to the policies we had in the early New South Africa that produce growth. And that's not rocket science. You can look all over the world and see which countries grow: India, China, Mauritius, Rwanda, and you can follow those policies and you will grow. So we know that South Africa's policies will not result in job creation, will not result in investment and growth, and therefore, if you already have a job, don't regard your job as secure. So you can, while you have the job, run DuePoint or any other similar business opportunity, simultaneously develop the skill and the ability that if you do lose your job, which nearly 10 million South Africans have done, over half of all young South Africans have never had a job and have little chance of getting a job, it is nearly 60% of young women in South Africa are unemployed and have no chance of becoming employed, no realistic chance. So, if you don't find a way of earning an income, then you are going to be in serious trouble. The economy is not going to help you. Investors are not going to help you. Radical economic transformation is not going to help you. And just let me touch on that. I myself have no interest in the racial aspects of policy, but just consider this for a moment. The unemployment rate for white South Africans in 1994 was about 6%. I wonder how many of you know what it is now. The answer is about 6%. The unemployment in South Africa has been entirely an increase in unemployment amongst black South Africans, especially young women. So it's very serious, and I must say I'm pleased to see so many young, and am I allowed to say, very beautiful women in the audience, and good for you. This is your opportunity.
Good. I love it, yeah. So we did touch on this briefly. We in the video, network marketing is embarrassing. It's only for the desperate and the poor, not for people who have real jobs or real careers.
Yes, I'm not myself a marketing person, except that I sell ideas. I guess that's marketing in a way. I try to convince people to follow good economic and business policies. But being embarrassed about selling something is quite unfortunate, and a lot of people have that embarrassment. Some people have a natural aptitude for selling. I'm always very impressed with them. And it can be anyone from a shop assistant to a person running a big corporation. And what must be important, I think, to understand is that when you sell something to somebody, if it's something you know they want, if somebody sells you groceries, far from being embarrassed, they should be pleased. They should be happy that they've sold you something you want and need. And when you buy, or if you sell, you shouldn't say to somebody, thank you for buying. You should say, congratulations, you've made a great choice. You are going to be very happy with this. And if that's not how you feel about what you're promoting, DuePoint or anything else, you shouldn't do it. You will not be a happy person and you won't sleep well. So there's nothing to be embarrassed about. There's a lot to be proud about if you sell something legitimate and virtuous and moral, and that the people you're selling to, that they actually need.
Leon, take a step forward for me, sorry. I love that because when Leon says that, I think about what we as wealth engineers at DuePoint are selling, which is access wealth? No. Wealth gone? No. It's extra income. What is the most in-demand product in South Africa today? Extra income. So it should be congratulations. Welcome to DuePoint. That's what we're doing here. And then the last one, my favorite one as well, I don't think I'll succeed in this. There are only ever losers in these sorts of things. I get that a lot. Particularly my peers say to me, these things never work. Everybody loses.
What we encourage DuePoint and all of the other over 200 companies we've worked with and guided and advised and criticized to do is to be honest. Don't create false expectations. Tell people it's hard work. Tell people, as you've heard here, that many or most probably won't make much money. And roughly in most network marketing, it's about 80-20. 20% make a lot of money and 80% don't, roughly. You must decide whether you want to be one of the 20 or one of the 80. It's your choice. And even if you're one of the 80, I like to make the observation that some of those leave because another opportunity arises. In other words, they're not necessarily failures at all. They might not have had a job, now they have a job. They might get married, they might move to another city, they might do so. So they're not necessarily losers. But nonetheless, in a given business venture, if you stay in it, you can be one of the 20 winners. And then that can be extraordinarily rewarding, as you've said. And the thing we encourage DuePoint to do is make this clear. Have warnings on the website that this is hard work. It's not get rich quick. It's not guaranteed income. It's an opportunity to better your life by your effort. And you have a choice as to whether you're going to be one of the 20 winners or one of the 80 non-winners. Not necessarily losers, but non-winners.
Leon, thank you so much for your time with us this evening. I really greatly appreciate it, and for your input. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so it's decision time. We've locked the doors. You have to make a decision this evening. Those that have brought you here have forced you into this position. We don't think it's a tough decision. We don't really think it's a decision about DuePoint either. It's a decision about whether you're willing to start earning income in a different way. In a different way. The old industrial revolution employment model is not working, not only in South Africa, but around the world today. It's not working. We've got to modernize how we earn income. And at the moment, we've created what we believe is the most innovative, most 21st century up-to-date system. And we want you to be part of it. If you want to become a wealth engineer this evening, like I said a little bit earlier, there's no cost to start this evening. All you've got to do is jump onto our website, use your tablet, your smartphone, our iPads outside. It's DuePoint.net. That's where we exist. You can find everything there, including the apply button. You click apply, fill the form out, you're a wealth engineer. You can start building your channel for us this evening. You'll be then sent a W number. The W number is yours. It's your asset. You can either make it worthless or you can make it magnificent. You're going to have to decide how you do that. And then, folks, if you are serious, we've got all the tools. This is not a profit center for us. We're not making money out of these. But these are tools we know are going to accelerate your growth. There's that USB stick I was talking about, $170 with our presentation on it. Get it tonight or order it at info@DuePoint.net. We'll have it delivered to you. Get the power banks to run your phone so they don't run out of battery while you're filling application forms out. Make sure you get your custom business cards. They're not this set's not 12,500 Rand. You get 500 cards. It's a much more reasonable price. It's about being serious about changing your future with us here at DuePoint. We've got all sorts of other things. Go and look at the cabinet on the counter of the prices. Go and get the tools before you leave this evening. Folks, YouTube, your #1 connection to DuePoint, 24 hours a day, nationwide. Make sure you subscribe. It's free to subscribe. Get on it, subscribe. The moment we go live every day, your phone will ping. The moment we upload videos, which we will, we're going to be uploading that video of me and Leon. It'll be on the YouTube channel. It's there. Your phone will ping the moment we get it out to you. Make sure you subscribe. Then download our free app onto your phone or tablet. Our app plugs you into your channel in real time. You can see what's happening minute by minute in your channel. Your tools are there. Most importantly, your training is there. Wealth engineers around the country, you know, training. Get into the training. It's on your app. All your personal details, product documentation, everything you need is on that app. Make sure you get it this evening. And when you do, and when you've got it up and running, at the top left-hand corner, you're going to see your name. Click on your name. When you click on your name, you will see your profile will load up. Okay? Click this little picture button over here. Take a picture of yourself. Not one of those booty ones, you know. You know, not one of those, not one with the kids and the dogs and the plants and the car in the background. One that's neck and head, okay? Put it in. When you do that, you immediately get 1,000 XP in our training program. Remember, that's how much XP you need for rank 1. Now you just got to grow, okay? Take that photo anywhere in the country. Take that photo and you'll get that 1,000 XP before you leave this evening. Folks, everyone gets very excited about DuePoint, but I want you to understand 5 don'ts before you leave this evening. You know the do's. I've explained it to you. 5 things to just make sure you start off on the right foot. First of all, do not become a wealth engineer if you can't afford to become a wealth engineer. There are costs involved. Data, transport, travel. You are going to spend some money in this business. If you can't afford it, don't do it. It only makes things worse. Do not become a wealth engineer if you do not have access to the internet. If you do not have access to the internet, you can't do this business. You might have noticed we're completely online. This is the only manual thing that we do. Everything is online. Applications, training, our presentations, all there. If you don't have internet or the person you're trying to get to connect to DuePoint doesn't have the internet, they can't do this business. Folks, do not do this business if you struggle with transport. If you can't get to people, if you can't get to them, you can't connect them to us. So make sure you have ready access to transport. And folks, these 3 criteria are good filters that you can use when deciding who to put into your channels here at DuePoint. You want people who will grow your channel for you. But if you do become a wealth engineer this evening, the one thing I don't want you to do is fill out the application form on behalf of anybody else. It is fraudulent. It is illegal. It is a criminal offense. It is a criminal offense. In our application form that you'll fill out tonight, you'll see there's going to be terms and conditions that you agree to in being a wealth engineer. You're going to agree to the terms and conditions of our products. You're going to give me authority to raise debit orders against your bank account. How can you fill that out on behalf of somebody else? You cannot do that. So no matter where you are in the country, everybody fills their own application form out. And then, folks, don't add any direct family members to your channel. If they live in the same house as you, this is the general rule. If you've got family living in the same house as you, they can't go in your channel. If they're outside the house, if they live in other houses elsewhere, even if it's 3 houses down, then it's fine. They can go in your channel. Talk to your lead wealth engineer for more details about that. And then, folks, don't run out tonight and start a DuePoint Facebook page. My goodness, it kills me. You see my gray hair? Okay? You are not DuePoint. You are independent of us. You can't have DuePoint in Mpumalanga, DuePoint Gauteng, DuePoint Help Desk, DuePoint Wealth Engineers. I have seen them all. You will have phone calls from us until midnight every day until you take that page down. Use your personal Facebook page. Peter Smith's Facebook page. Use your own one to engage with people and connect them to DuePoint. Do not create web pages or Facebook pages. Do not advertise us. You don't have to do that. That's our task. You just connect people to us. And then lastly, folks, don't send people to DuePoint's office and hope that we'll look after them. We won't. We won't. They're your responsibility. If you send someone here, come with them. This business is about relationship, connection. You want to be with people when you send them to our presentations. My task, to sell and present. Your task, to connect. Bring them with you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 28 days left in November. That's what we got, and then it's Puza Thursday for 31 days in December. I'm telling you now, it's going to be way harder to grow this business over December. You're going to have to start again in January. So we got 28 days. We want DuePoint on fire for the next 28 days. There is no excuse why there is something else more important than DuePoint right now. If you are a wealth engineer anywhere, it's about creating income. Our last payment for 2017 will be in the middle of December. Your November earnings will be in middle of December, around 17 to 18, 1 week before Christmas. How good will it be to get that SMS on your phone that says money in rather than money out? And you've got Christmas money, whatever. How much is that money going to be? You're going to decide, not me. And so we've got 28 days left before the end of November to create that income for Christmas. After that, it's January, February, March, and that from there. Guys, we are excited about the phenomenon of DuePoint across South Africa right now. Excited. You should see how many people are watching right now around the country. This is serious business. We are serious about what we are doing here. And we believe that we've created something that no one else has in this country. We want you to be part of it. If you've got questions or concerns, ask the lead wealth engineers that brought you this evening, or come and ask ourselves. I'm going to see you guys all outside. Thank you for surviving the hour and a half with me. And thanks to all of you who've tuned in live tonight. Let's go make it rain.